Come and take a ride with me. Welcome to my podcast. Call Wrestling Pedigree. It's the Rotz Report. Wrestling Pedigree.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Rotz Report. I'm your co-host Matty, and along with me, as usual, is the best thing in Idaho, Christopher Ross. How are you, sir?
I am doing good today. I'm off from work today on a Monday, so it's a good thing. I hope you guys all enjoy the wrestling week ahead as we have the Royal Rumble on Saturday, and we got the road to WrestleMania beginning this Saturday. So I can't wait to talk to you guys about what all went down last week in wrestling, and always say yeah to NoDQ.com. And also follow Wrestling Pedigree on all social media platforms.
Absolutely. I love the cheap plugs. We did that Lewis on the roundtable last night on the Meltdown. There may be some difficulties ahead. Obviously, there's a tremendous snowstorm in the United States. I think you got about what you said before the show, 8 to 12 inches.
8 to 12 inches of snow. And if you guys are living in the United States, please be safe and always be careful out there due to the snowstorm.
So you might have we might suffer some difficulties during this show. So please bear with us. We do apologize, but shit happens, and Mother Nature is just so crazy. At the moment, we in the UK is while we're recording this is about 5:10 in the afternoon, and it's pissing down with rain. So I think Ross is a bit worse off than I am. Let's get into it. And Monday Night Raw was a tremendous show in Belfast. What was your take on it?
My take on Monday Night Raw was definitely the Gunther promo. He came out, he declared for the Royal Rumble, and also we had the phenomenal AJ Styles. He came out, interrupt Gunther, and says, I would like to have a rematch, and the rematch be at the Royal Rumble. And they put a stipulation on it, and Gunther said, AJ, you got to put your career on the line. So is Gunther going to retire AJ Styles on Saturday, or is AJ Styles going to fight another day? We will talk more about that this week for our Royal Rumble preview. What else I got out of it was definitely Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. That was a great match. Natalya, she turned on her best friend, Maxine, and I really am going to enjoy this Natty character, what we've been seeing her in the indies from GCW. This Natty character is going to work in WWE, and we're going to be in for the ride on what they do next with Natty moving forward. CM Punk, Finn Balor, the World Heavyweight Championship. That was a great, solid main event. Finn Balor came up short, but it's not the end of the road for Finn Balor in WWE just yet. I feel Finn Balor will capture a championship in 2026. I don't know which championship it's going to be, but he will be a champion in 2026. I hopefully Javon Evans have a speedy recovery. I know what happened last week with that injury he took, but reports are going out that he is okay. So hopefully we see Javon Evans tonight on Monday Night Raw, or they might be saving him to come back for the Royal Rumble on Saturday. And that was just basically what I got out of Monday Night Raw this week.
I'm quite happy that we're going to see a Natty now. I'm really happy. I mean, we've been waiting for months to see this brand new Natty. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. She's one of my picks if we see this badass Natty tonight on Monday Night Raw, she could be one of the dark horses to win the Royal Rumble this weekend. Also, like the AJ Styles build up the retirement match this Saturday is crazy. But yeah, it was a really good Monday Night Raw. Belfast. I loved the crowd. The chant they did for Logan Paul was phenomenal. He's banned from Japan. Oh, it's just see, this is why you need wrestling in the UK and in Ireland, because we come up with some crazy chants like the Bailey chant. So I really am looking forward to more international shows in June when they come back to the UK. But it was a good Monday Night Raw. NXT was very interesting. It was chaotic, but it was interesting. What's your take on, from start to finish, one of the most chaotic NXTs?
Well, before I get to NXT, I forgot to mention what's going to be the rundown for tonight's Monday Night Raw from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. You guys are going to get to see Gunther tonight. AJ Styles is going to be on the show tonight. The Vision's going to be on the show tonight. We're going to get a Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders match where the winner will face the Usos for the World Tag Team Championships. We got the Americanos. We got American Made. We got Alpha Academy. And we got the New Day. If I have to pick, I feel the New Day is going to win the match. And don't be surprised if we see a returning Chad Gable in this match tonight to help American Made out a little bit. But if Chad Gable's helping American Made, is Chad Gable also going to help the Americanos? Because we don't know if Chad Gable is Americano or not. So hopefully we get to see Chad Gable tonight on the show. Braun Breaker is going to be returning tonight from suspension. He's going to be having a sit down with Adam Pearce tonight. So that's what you're going to be seeing tonight on Monday Night Raw from NXT. It was a chaotic NXT. What I got out of it was definitely the Jada Parker, Blake Moreau stuff. They are building those two up in a tremendous way. We're going to see a match between those two down the road. Definitely Sean Legacy defeating Eli Knight this week. And I'm shocked that Shiloh Hill picked up the win over Josh Briggs. That was insane. So both Shiloh Hill and Sean Legacy will be going to the ladder match for the NXT Championship in a week from tomorrow on February 3rd. And that's what I got out of NXT this week.
I love this storyline between Parker and Monroe. I feel this could be the start of somewhat where these two could have the ultimate rivalry of 2026. Your as I call it, your girl, Monroe coming out, try to get one over on Parker, but I don't know. Jada Parker on the mic is just one of those things where you cannot beat her, and I can't wait for that match. I hope it's around the corner. I really do. I'm a massive fan of Show Legacy. I seen him so many times on the Indies, and now see him in NXT from Evolve. I would not be surprised if he has a surprise slot in Royal Rumble. The guy is phenomenal. I l- I love his wrestling style. I love how he connects with the crowd, and some of the stuff he does online for social media is fucking hilarious. If John Hamm needs to send him a Christmas card this year, because the amount of times we've seen John Hamm on social media just because of Show Legacy, by God. Yeah, it was a really good NXT, good build up. Um, I could I was a bit worried with the big stars going up to the main roster, but I think they gradually translated it very well. So NXT is definitely a one to watch even more now.
And also, Sol Ruka and Zarya, they got the number one contender shot at the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championship. So when are we going to see that match? I feel there possibly is going to save that match for maybe TNA No Surrender coming
I
up on Friday, February 13th. And guess what? No Surrender is on Friday the 13th. So that's going to be a scary night.
and you can't get any scarier than a pissed off Sarah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's at No Surrender. I know they got the Valentine's Day pay per view Vengeance Day for NXT, so it's I would be surprised if it's on AMC on episode of Impact. I would not be surprised if it's one of those just to get ratings in and get a bit of exposure on NXT on that network. But I like the is it Carter? Is it
Yes,
Carter?
it's
Caden Carter, is it?
I don't know how to pronounce his first name, so I'm just gonna say K Carter.
Yeah, that guy just nuts.
I feel like he's gonna be like the next Obafemi of NXT.
With a really bad attitude. He's like, fuck everybody. I'm not doing what you want. I'm not sitting down. I'm not want to do what Booker T tells me on LFG. I am literally just going to do my shit and screw everybody. And if you ain't going to put me over, then I'm going to make sure I put myself over. The guy does realness really good. I'm waiting for him to drop an F bomb on NXT. And I think it will be soon.
And we know if that does happen, they're going to be bleeping that out in a heck of a hurry.
Yeah, the CW network ain't going to be happy with that one. Let's gloss over to, because we were just talking to NXT. TNA, I feel they had a better show, which I said they will after their debut last week. What was your take on TNA Impact this week?
My take on TNA this week, it was a better show from the first show. And I'm just going to say the first show, it was an introduction to TNA on AMC. And there's the last week, nothing much really happened. This week, it was an actual TNA broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Cedric Alexander versus Moose. That was a great match. I'm happy with Cedric. They're going to continue building him up for the TNA X Division Championship against Leon Slater. Hopefully, Leon Slater comes back to TNA soon, but I feel he won't be coming back until after the Royal Rumble, because I'm making it a bold prediction. Leon Slater is going to be competing in the men's Royal Rumble match this Saturday. And if he does, oh my gosh, it is going to be absolutely insane. We could have like matches. Maybe we could see like Leon Slater and Penta, Leon Slater and Rey Mysterio, Leon Slater and Dragon Lee. Oh my gosh, there could be a lot of possibilities with Leon Slater at the Royal Rumble if he is in the men's Royal Rumble. We had the Feast Your Fire match. The 4 superstars that won it are Eddie Edwards, Eric Young, Steve Macklin, and the 4th one was
Trey Miguel.
and Trey Miguel. I'm going to say I'm happy Trey Miguel is back in TNA. I know we've been hearing all the reports that, they signed the Rascals to AEW. Is Trey Miguel going to go with them? But when we found the reports that he was released, I felt upset. I felt bad for Trey Miguel. But I'm happy that TNA and Trey Miguel are back together, and I see big things for Trey Miguel in TNA for 2026. If I have to make a prediction on those 4 with Feast or Fire, I think Eddie Edwards got an TNA World Championship opportunity, so he will go up against Mike Santana. Mike Santana's promo this week was great. He's going to be a fighting champion, and he's going to have a solid run as TNA World Championship and heading into the AMC era. Trey Miguel, he got the international championship, so I think he's got an international. Eric Young, I think he got a tag team champions opportunity, and I think Steve Macklin's getting fired from TNA.
Wow.
And then we saw the new member of the system being Bear Bronson. I did not expect Bear Bronson to be the new member of the system. I expected, and I said this last week on Rotz Report, Tyler Breeze, because it felt fitting for Tyler Breeze and JDC because they worked together in WWE as Breeze Zongo. And I thought it made sense for Tyler Breeze to go over to TNA. But with Bear Bronson, I was shocked. And I was shocked they turned on JDC and they kicked Moose out of the system. And they had Bear Bronson and Cedric Alexander turning heel. I did not expect that to happen at all. So what's going to be next for the new system? We're just going to have to find out and see. But, Matty, what is your take on TNA, and what is your prediction for the 4 superstars for the Feast or Fire stipulation?
I thought TNA, this was a better episode. I'm quite surprised with Elegance segment with Ashley. I thought that was interesting. She swerved us all. She's caused a bit of trouble on Twitter, so that's quite, keep an eye on that. But yeah, it was the best. It was the best one. They had to do that kind of episode after what happened last week. The Feast of Fire, I love those kind of matches. Chaotic. It's one of the things I wish WWE could just tweak a little bit and take off. For me, I think Trey Miguel has the world title shot. I think they're going to strap a rocket behind Trey. Fired, I feel, is going to be Eric Young. I think Macklin will get an international title shot back. And Eddie Edwards and Hawkins will have the tag team titles shot. That's what I'm thinking. But I think the system will probably get the tag titles off the Hardys.
Wow.
I think down the road when they cash in. I think they could cash in any time, can't they? Kind of like what Kevin Nash did years ago when they kind of like Money in the Bank, where they could just cash in at any time.
Yeah, I think I have not. This is my first Feast Your Fire match, so I don't know if they cash in or
So basically,
what.
it's basically when I think years ago when it was Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash had like a tag team title shot, and it was against the Motor City Machine Guns, I think. And he literally just cashed it in when they were all knackered, and he just pinned one of them, and he was on his own.
Wow.
Yeah. So if it's anything like that, I could see the system screwing over the Hardys down the line. But TNA is doing phenomenal at the moment, and including their debut show. So it's kind of good for America because they go on AMC. It's still kind of shit in the UK as we go on the TNA Plus app. I would hopefully down the line, Silver sorts it out in the UK, and we get a UK tour down the line also. Let's get into some more chaotic, I would say, especially when it comes to that Feast of Fire. SmackDown, where a man should have been fired, and that is Drew McIntyre for just being an asshole. What's your take on SmackDown?
Well, Drew McIntyre's never gonna get fired. So we have to deal with the guy anyways. But hey, Drew McIntyre, he's been doing a good job as WWE champion, so we give him his flowers on wrestling pedigree. What I got out of SmackDown was definitely the Cody Rhodes Jacob Fatu face-off. That face-off was great. It was a sit-down interview, and as they were building towards their match for Saturday night's main event, I'm going to say this. Jacob Fatu is really on a tear, and I saw Cody Rhodes' face. Maybe Cody Rhodes did attack Jacob Fatu, or people are not even. It could be Cody, but there's also another superstar, and Jacob Fatu says, possibly you're the one that kicked me right in the teeth. I think either Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton was the one to attack Jacob Fatu. So either Cody or Randy is the one that attacked Jacob Fatu. I'm happy with MFTs. They became the new tag team champions. I don't know if they're going to free bird the rule. I don't know who's going to be the tag team champions. I know Solo and Tama Tonga, they had the match on Friday. I don't know who's going to be the tag team champions moving forward, but it was expected that MFTs were going to get the tag team champions. They took everything from the Wyatt Six, including Uncle Howdy's lantern. Where do I see next in this story? I'm going to say this. I think the Wyatt Six are going to possibly have a rematch for the tag team champions. And I see Solo Sikoa and Uncle Howdy having a one-on-one match for the lantern of the Wyatts. So I think the lantern is possibly going to be on the line during the Solo Uncle Howdy match. So that's where I see the story going. I'm shocked that Julia and Kiana James, they became the number one contenders for the women's tag team champions. I expected, originally I picked Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, but during the week, and I said, let me change it to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and have them get their rematch for the tag team champions. But what I saw on Saturday at Saturday night's main event, and we will talk about it, it kind of made sense for the heels with Kiana James and Julia to get the win and go and take on the women's tag team champions. Do I expect Julia and Kiana James to win the tag team champions? No, I don't think so. Damian Priest and Trick Williams in the main event. That was a good main event until Sami Zayn got involved. And also at the end, Randy Orton RKO Trick Williams, and Randy Orton stood tall to end Friday Night SmackDown as he head towards Saturday night's main event in that Fatal 4-Way to determine who faces Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. And also, we saw Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov for the United States Championship. That was a good match until The Miz had to put his nose into it. So Carmelo Hayes retained, but I do expect Carmelo Hayes to take on The Miz for the United States Championship down the road. And that's just my take on Friday Night SmackDown.
Let's see if I get the words out. I think SmackDown has become the A show. I feel they're making a perfect example of what to do on a WWE show. The build-up between Cody and Jacob in that interview got massively real and crazy, which explained a lot the night after. Drew McIntyre being an asshole, leaving posters on Cody's bus and just tearing down the four occupants for opponents for the Fatal 4-Way. But I feel I was very surprised, like you were, for the Julia and Kiana James, but we need new blood, we need new challengers, and I feel adding those two in, I think it'll be a very good match. I will have Rio to win it anyway, but it's a good build up to whatever they're doing now. Hopefully, before everything goes tits up between the two tag teams, I want it Rio versus Charlotte and Bliss before one of them disbands. Apart from that, like you said, Dragunov match with Mello, phenomenal. I'm a massive advocate of Dragunov since NXT UK. Love him, and I feel he will be in the world title picture after WrestleMania. He could be a dark horse for the men. You don't know. I mean, to have Dragunov versus Drew, hell yeah, that'll be a massive main event. Or even Sammy and Dragunov 3 for the world title at WrestleMania. That'll be a crazy match. But there's a lot more stories on SmackDown that is easy to follow. But it was a very good SmackDown, and when it's a bit snowy there, bit of trouble there, they still managed to put on one hell of a show. So, and it was a good segue to go into the night after in Montreal for the Saturday night main event, where, weirdly enough, I do believe Ross got the predictions right. Every single one of them, including the Cody and Jacob match, where I picked Jacob Fatu to win, and Rotz, you picked Cody and Jacob in a no contest.
Let's talk about Saturday night's main event with Cody and Jacob. I knew for an instant that they were going to have a no contest because those two are literally going to be taking part in the men's Royal Rumble match this coming Saturday, and you have to protect both of them for heading into that match on Saturday. But what I didn't expect is Drew McIntyre coming out, and he attacked both Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. So where do I see this leading to? I have a gut feeling we're going to be getting a triple threat match between Cody, Drew, and Jacob. Where do I see them doing the triple threat? I think they're going to have this at WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania is going to be the triple threat with Drew, Cody, and Jacob for the undisputed WWE Championship. That's where I see the story going with all those three men right there.
Do you feel one of them, obviously, it must be in that case, then the Raw male superstar will win the Royal Rumble. The Elimination Chamber will be in February. Cody or Jacob Fatu will probably win that one for being the number one contender, and then the other person sits their nose into it, and then it becomes a triple threat. Is that right?
That's what I feel is going to happen, and I'm going to take this a step further. Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, they're not winning the Royal Rumble on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. Absolutely. I do think after WrestleMania they need to move Cody away from the title just for a couple months, build it up again. You could do so much without the title. Rio versus Judgment Day. I had Rio. You had Rio.
Yep, and you go first with your take on the match.
I thought it was a good tag team match. It was amazing performances by all four of them. I loved that Raquel interfered, but in a smart way by pulling down Rhea, and then Rhea landed on the ref to knock him out. These refs need to get sorted. Then Stephanie Falker coming back full health without an ankle brace, and then it helping out Rio. It was a really good match from start to beginning. Great spots. Was entertaining. I loved it so much. Then thankfully the right women won. And what was your take?
My take on the match is it was predictable. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky won. They retained the tag team champions. They're going to face Julia and Kiana James down the road. And when I saw Stephanie Valkyrie returning with full health, she is out to take down Big Sexy Raquel Rodriguez. I don't expect these two to face off each other at the Royal Rumble. I do expect Stephanie and Raquel to take on each other maybe next week on Monday Night Raw. So I feel they're going to set that up tonight, and they're going to have the match next week on Monday Night Raw.
I find it funny that Raquel entered herself in the Royal Rumble where she will have that title match soon. So it's kind of a bit of a giveaway, I thought, what they might do on that. Let's get into the other match, which was my favorite match of the night. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Love this match. It has so many inklings from Wrestle Kingdom 16 on there. I love these two when they face each other in Wrestle Kingdom 16 and WrestleMania in 2018. Perfect chemistry. Bullet Club versus Chaos. Love the match. Love the build up. Love the psychology in it. Phenomenal match. And I had AJ. Ross, what did you have?
I had AJ Styles, and personally, I feel this match was a better match from WrestleMania in 2018. And it showed on Saturday at the end of the match. Shinsuke and AJ, they fist bump each other. That brought back memories with them. They hugged it out. And I'm just going to say this. I feel Saturday we're going to be saying goodbye to AJ Styles. And I'm just going to say, AJ Styles, he has had an amazing career in WWE and all over the world in his wrestling career. And we're not ready to say goodbye to AJ Styles, but I feel on Saturday we have no choice to say goodbye to the phenomenal AJ Styles. So whatever happens on Saturday, happens on Saturday.
Yeah, it's looking like it's been 10 years. It'll be 10 years when he goes to Royal Rumble. He's been in the WWE, phenomenal matches, no pun intended. And if it is the end, he's had one hell of a career, one hell of a career, and I cannot wait to see the ending of this match. If it's going to be a smart finish or a screw up finish, I just cannot wait. It's one on the match, and also, are they going to put on first and have the result in the Royal Rumble, where the fans are going to be miserable? Like Undertaker losing the streak at WrestleMania 30, and all crowd died after that for the other matches. There you will have to put the AJ Styles match on as a main event, or at the beginning, and have the change outcome. If they don't, then it's gonna blow up whoever is after that match. Main event, fatal four way: Orton, Zayn, Tricky, and Damian Priest. What was your take on this one? And who did you have?
Who I had in this match was the obvious. It was Montreal Zone, Sami Zayn, and I'm happy that Sami Zayn got the win. He pinned Damian Priest. I know why they had Damian Priest take the pinfall loss, because they wanted to protect Randy Orton and they wanted to protect the newcomer Trick Williams. So that's possibly why. I'm happy for Sammy. He deserves it. And now it's going to be his chance to go after the undisputed WWE champion Drew McIntyre this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. Do I think Sami Zayn is going to win that match? I'm going to say no. I don't think this is going to be Sami Zayn's time. I feel Sami Zayn's time is going to be a year from now, because how I'm booking this, and I know I'll be saying the exact same thing on the Royal Rumble preview this week, I feel Sami Zayn's quest is going to wait until next year, because I feel all this year he's going to be fighting, scratching, and clawing to get a World Championship win, and I think he's going to come up short every single time this year, and next year is going to be the year that he finally gets it. I'm going to say this right now. I think Sami Zayn is going to win the 2027 Men's Royal Rumble match, and I see Sami Zayn finally becoming the World Championship at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. That's where it's all going to culminate for Sami Zayn in 2027 by winning the World Championship, and that's where I see it end for Sami Zayn.
That is long-term booking. Wow. I think you got something on there. I think you got definitely something there. I won't be surprised they do that. I hope Drew wins actually this upcoming Royal Rumble, because I think he deserves a longer title reign. It'd be shit if he only had it for 3 or 4 weeks and then gives it to Sami, which I had Sami Zayn for my Fatal 4-Way also. It was a really good match, the Fatal 4-Way. I love watching Randy Orton. The backdrops to the announce tables and just the way he is in that ring. He's there. He is like the ring general now, kind of thing. He's everything good for him. Tricky Williams is over like hell, and I think Damian Priest could take that loss because he's well protected, and I think this 2026 we'll see a world title around Priest. I just think he'll go back to Raw to do it. But it was a really, really good show. Each match was phenomenal. I loved it. It was rocking. It was bangers. It was bullshit. Apart from the commercials where I'm used to it now. But it was a really, really good show. Really, really good show. And thinking of really, really good shows, obviously this Saturday, as Ross mentioned, we have the Royal Rumble this upcoming Saturday. Wrestling Pedigree will do a live stream of like watch along of the Royal Rumble. It'll be myself and a and Matt will be on with me, and we might have some special guests popping up here. But we were doing the watch along. But before that, on a Friday at 6:30 Eastern, it will be the Rotz Report special preview of the Royal Rumble with me and Rotz, and we'll be going through our predictions, what we think might happen, what will happen after the Royal Rumble, and debate which person will be right. Which most at this particular point, it probably is Ross. What's your Don't you dare do Kit Wilson without the music. Go, Kit Wilson. This is episode 15 officially of the Rotz Report. So we're getting strives, and Chris Ross will be on Canine Cut in 2 weeks, which will be on Canine Cut preview of Royal Rumble also. So all chaos happening. And Ross, where can people find you?
Well, where everybody can find me at is on my Facebook, Christopher Rotz, my Instagram, CMROTZ_1316, and my X account is CRotz24. The 24 is for the late, great Kobe Bryant. It's been 6 years that we have lost Kobe Bryant, and here at Wrestling Pedigree, we are still thinking of Kobe Bryant and his family and his legacy that has got left behind. So, and Kobe Bryant will go down as one of the greats in NBA history. I do want to give a shout out to both Justin and Jeff Chadwick. You better be on your best behavior, you two, for the next 12 days, because we got Super Bowl 60. It's going to be the New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. So be on your best behavior, you two. It will be a good Super Bowl. I don't know who I have, but I will reveal my Super Bowl pick on a future Rotz Report episode sometime next week. So I will reveal my Super Bowl pick next week on the Rotz Report. You'll be seeing us on Friday with our Rotz Report Royal Rumble preview, and it's going to be an awesome show on Friday, so tune into that. And we're going to be on the road to WrestleMania 42 as we head back to Las Vegas, Nevada. And whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I had a blast here on Rotz Report, episode number 15. Say yeah to NoDQ.com. Follow Wrestling Pedigree, and always be positive and just enjoy professional wrestling.
Absolutely. There's a lot coming up this week. You can find Wrestling Pedigree obviously on the Facebook and TikTok. You can find us on the YouTube and Instagram at Wrestling Pedigree 92. We are part of the Prediction League for the podcast, along with the host hitting the turnbuckle. You'll see a lot of them on our show. You'll see us on their show. There's a lot of collabs coming up. There's a lot of interviews coming up. There's craziness coming up in all of our shows. So stay with them and enjoy the ride, because we love professional wrestling. We like talking about it. We love the escapism. And just for people who criticize it way too much, just enjoy the fucking show and not be a dick. that is what's going to be on the t-shirt. um, so from myself and Rotz, we'll see you live on Facebook and YouTube, 6:30 Eastern. Also, depending on if Ross can shovel his way out of this house. Stay safe in America with the snowstorm, and we'll see you on Friday for Rotz Report Royal Rumble preview. Have a good week, guys.